Alright, hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Singaporean Talks Money. So we're on to a very exciting video today, which is the mid-year review and breakdown of my portfolio. So let's start. Time flies, definitely, and we're halfway through 2021. Nothing much have changed in my portfolio. Tesla has been experiencing a bit of a price rot at around 500 to 600. Hence, not much changes or fluctuations in the stock portfolio. So what I'll be doing is that I'll be reviewing my portfolio and also sharing some plans up ahead. So June has been an interesting month with stocks like AMC and Clove soaring to all-time highs and meme stock taking the lead and definitely the talk of the town. And I really wonder how many people have really profited from these investments. So cryptocurrencies have also made a slight recovery, mostly Bitcoin, as Elon Musk mentioned that Tesla will take Bitcoin as payment once miners of the cryptocurrency can show they are using roughly 50% clean energy. This prompted quite a recovery for Bitcoin, and then China came out strong in crypto mining crackdown. And this really hit cryptocurrencies with a drastic drop. And my largest holding, Ether, dropped below US dollar 2000. So this has shaved off quite a lot of my gains, as it has new levels of lows since it hits its all-time high. So cryptocurrency is a huge roller coaster ride. Phew. But of course, recovery is quick as people bought the dips, and we are now back to quite a comfortable level. Also, meanwhile in Singapore, dining out can resume, although it's only for 2 packs at the moment. It's already a pretty good concession considering the rise of new cases. And vaccination is also now available to everyone, where the age group 39 years old and below, which is my age group, can apply. And I have to admit that it is nice being able to dine out, just sitting outside and having a fresh hot meal followed by coffee. So now let's move on to portfolio updates, and let's talk about my stocks first. So my stocks have been performing relatively well so far. Not huge growth, but definitely not dipping much like cryptocurrencies. So my portfolio has grown to about $46,000, and although small, I'm happy that there is still growth. And most of the green is from Tesla, as it moved from the low 600 to high 600. So currently I'm holding about 19 shares of Tesla. The fluctuations are already pretty huge every night, about like few $100 fluctuation. So I can only imagine for those with a larger positions how exciting it must be. So in terms of my portfolio updates, I sold Amara, which was a really small portion of my portfolio, as I used to do very small purchases when I bought Singapore stocks. So I sold that at a loss, as it is a hospitality stock and it's not performing well currently. And I also just sold it to clean up my portfolio. So I have now also started to record my net worth in terms of investment, either on the last day of the month or first day of the month. It's not very accurate, I just record the amount as a gauge. So of course in the short term, I don't think you can really see any huge differences and not expecting huge changes. But if we were to extend the timeline to over 10 or 20 years, I'm hoping to see the fluctuations and also hopefully growth. So far, as you can see from the chart, I have about 3 months, May, June, July for 2021. Nothing too fancy yet in terms of the portfolio changes. So you can see from May, June, July, there were a bit of fluctuations, and now my portfolio value has gotten a bit higher. So let's move on to cryptocurrencies. So cryptocurrencies are currently in the green for me, although a lot of my profits have been shaved off as Bitcoin and Ether drop significantly in value, especially Ether, which is hovering around US dollar 2000. So there is not much updates for crypto as I allocate a really small portion monthly, and it is a future development kind of thing where the infrastructure and systems are still being improved and built upon. So time will tell if this investment pays off, but I have high hopes for it. So let's compare my performance in Q2 to Q1. So you can read more about my Q1 portfolio. I'll put in the link in the description below. So Q1 ended in March 2021, where my stock portfolio was at 40,000, about 40,000, and currently it is at about $46,000. So there is an increase in value, and of course due to capital injection where I bought 3 shares of Tesla and also my regular savings plan with FSMone. So looking at the performance currently, I'm really liking the growth, although most of it is due to my capital injection. And I think doing quarterly updates are better in my case, as monthly the growth is slow, but looking from quarter to quarter, the number looks pretty impressive. So at the end of Q1, my cryptocurrency portfolio was at about $4,000, and currently at the end of Q2 it's about $6,000. I know it's not very accurate to be using fiat to compare cryptocurrencies, as the value just fluctuates quite extensively, but we can just use it as a gauge. So plans ahead for the year. So I don't really have a certain dollar amount goal for my investment portfolio, which are stocks and cryptocurrencies in the short term. And with just like 6 months left for 2021, I'll just see how it goes. For cryptocurrencies, just like how I mentioned just now, I don't think there is a certain fiat value that I'm looking at. Instead, I'm just looking to increase my holdings over time. So currently I'm holding Bitcoin, Ether, and Cardano. And I believe there are numerous other coins that have maybe more potential in transactions or in energy, sustainable energy, as seen in Chicken Genius video, where he talked about Nano. And I've also heard about Solana, but with such a low capital being dollar cost average every month, I think I'll just be sticking to the 3 that I have, or maybe even just Bitcoin and Ether. In terms of my stock portfolio, I'm actually having itchy fingers to stop my regular savings plan and use the funds to buy individual stocks. This is because stocks like AMD, Twitter, Nevada, which will be having a stock split soon, these are all stocks in my watch list, and they have actually been going up and up. I mean, this makes me rather upset as the gains looks really attractive if I had maybe built up the RSP amount, the regular savings plan, and invested in either of them. So of course, on hindsight, of course everyone would say that they regret not investing in another counter or in another company. Well, I guess this means that my main income is really not at a level where I have leftover amount of money to invest. And I should build up my main income to have more extra cash to invest. So of course, definitely I'm sticking to my regular savings plan, and we'll just see how it goes. So in terms of my $100,000 goal, I have about 3/4 of it reached, and this is including cash, investments, and a savings plan that I have. I calculate the surrender value as of this year. So, but the greatest hurdle definitely in terms of me reaching my financial goals would be that I'm currently in a contract role, hence my income is not guaranteed in a sense, as there is an expiry date to it. So if I were not to be renewed or being converted to a permanent role, then it will really affect the building up of funds, and even worse, if I cannot find a job after, I might have to eat into my savings. So of course, all these definitely are worries that I can deal with later in the year. So anyway, I'm just happy that my investment portfolio in terms of stock and crypto has broke 50,000, And as they always say, it's the small achievements that build up over time that really you should celebrate. And besides financially, I think having worked from home majority of the time from last year till now, I really want to start connecting with my friends, and we have had some video calls, but it's really different from meeting up physically. We haven't really been able to meet as I'm a rather lazy person, and some of the groups that I have are pretty big. So meeting up is difficult due to the restrictions. So in terms of that, I hope to connect with my friends soon. So all in all, this has been a great Q2, and I'm looking forward to an even greater Q3. And of course, most importantly, is to stay safe and well. Hope you enjoyed today's content. Do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.